to second game of the week featuring Paninii and I, and I'll just give you a little rundown of what's going to happen today. So I'm gonna be an EP soldier today. If we do full comm, like casting, because I got the second game after this where I'm most likely gonna be broadcasting on Aurora Esports MN2 or not Aurora MN.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably the second one.
Yep. So we're just gonna be like doing a more informal, kind of like watch party. I know Fire is gonna be kind of coming in later here today as well during this match. But yeah.
And then also I am, this is the first time I'm using the new, we updated the, when I say we, I mean Booney updated the prod system. So there's a lot more features, so I'm going to be experimenting with a lot of these. So if anything does get a little wonky, be sure to let me know. I will keep an eye on chat. So
I need to open the stream now. See it.
There we go. So it does update automatically. Let's go. And something is weird with my little overlay where the I guess it's fine, but the little headers are a little bit too high. I think that's got to do with my resolution. I mean,
yeah, probably.
It's working good.
So what do you kind of think about these two teams? I think everyone's just high on the Seadragons for sure.
The Seadragons I've heard,
including myself,
is one of the better ones. Like we mentioned in the podcast, the Lancers are not like a bad team. They have a lot of very good players, but it's just kind of they have awkward rotations is the best way to say it. So like if they can figure out kind of what's going on, they do have a really good roster to be able to make stuff going on here. We do see kind of the more unorthodox roster coming out for the Lancers with Paige on Ryan. I think Paige signed up this season and wanted to play one map on Ryan, and I guess this is the one Ryan map.
This is the map, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Ryan definitely was for sure like a village map here too. I'm really just. It feels weird to see how these two styles are gonna kind of compete against each other, with like the with more like the May brawl versus like this like Reaper Sim brawl, for sure.
Yeah, it would have been really good for May to have the point prio first, but it did look like the TP gave the Seadragons an early advantage to control this point.
Yeah, I'm really kind of nervous about how slow the Lancers are taking this. It's gonna be allowing Paninii just to build this Sim charge over and over. They really need to be decisive about like pushing in, going crazy with like an amp or some sort of trigger.
Yeah, my only thought for why they would be playing it slow is maybe the support line difference. Maybe they want to try to get the resources out of the Moira first before they go in, but just played too slow and gave that point cap. They did end up flipping at mid-fight there, so that's actually pretty good for the Lancers there.
Yeah.
When Invictus is still alive, he can still get work done too, so...
And this is still going to be a really scrappy fight with both teams having to use their sportals here too. And they're just going to go clean this up and go hard. This seems like it's going to go nice in favor here.
Invictus is putting so much work here on the cast.
Oh, a Melon ult comes out though. That's such an amazing use of it too. Just like that was for sure going to be lost if Melon had that ult there. So that was great awareness from them to just pop that and just make sure that they take this, point.
Yeah, Invictus getting so much value there, kind of on that off angle, got that big high noon to take down Ari, but ultimately, at the end of the day, the Seadragons held the point that entire time, so just getting that tick percentage up, Melon just seeing the opportunity to pop his Annihilation and just kind of run in there.
I'm really just like, yeah, I know, that's how I'm like thinking too, just like, Dong is really just going to be trying to carry this fight with their nail. As you see, this nail comes out.
Melon.
Yeah, they should get melted, yeah.
The beat does not get hit on Melon. Rusty Google with a better beat there, but they do have their bat missing from the fight.
I like the commitment. It was just unfortunate Sonic to have his Blossom just yet. Because I feel like if he had that Blossom during the beat, like this fight would have for sure been won. And even then, it's still going to come out to a win. No, yeah, huge Blossom from Sonic.
Yeah, that fight could have gone either way. Sonic just hitting the Q button and deciding that he was going to win that fight for his team.
Yeah, no, that was so clutch. Like I said, I was like worried about them being able to stabilize. Ari's Lucio player, right? I'm not crazy. Yeah, Ari's beat.
Yeah,
You know, like I
yeah.
thought they were gonna be able to stabilize that, but Sonic just building that energy at the very end there.
Yeah, Tanic with this Sim Beam, especially once you get full charge, can do a lot of damage. Sim is kind of like a squishy DPS here too, so it's really easy to kind of run down the Sim, especially when you're playing the Rhine. But if you just wait too long, she will just farm her beam off your shield and just be able to kill your entire team. It's one of those you have to make sure you respect and try to focus early in the fight.
And right now we're seeing this Pharmacy come out, and I'm kind of excited to see how that goes, especially since a lot of my friends are talking about how much his game's dead now. You know, like Asher's becoming like really prevalent. You know, but then she gets gutted today, right? You know, I'm expecting a lot more fire play, and I'm kind of excited about that, of course.
Yeah. I'm sure with your team,
God
you're
gets an
happy to
amazing
run.
pin.
And like I said, losing the Sim early is really good. She doesn't have a chance to build that ult or to build a charge off you, and she don't have to worry about her mid-fight.
100%. And just committing this Pharmacy and like, I don't know, I just feel like for their team, they're kind of like, it's weird to say this, but you can for sure tell they would like be rather suited on more like a Ramattra that has like the brawl and spam components, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But with the Rhine, like they were going at it really slow. But like once you switch to this like Pharmacy, I think the players just realize like, hey, we gotta play for our fire value.
Yeah.
And go from there. And this game is
takes
so great from Dawn here.
Takes a lot of pressure off your Ryan. Already close to ult here with this barrage. Could be big going through this tiny choke here. Window comes out from the other side. Melon can just stand there as the team around him just gets cornered out. And Victus takes down two of the front.
Yeah. Surely he gets res here shortly. No.
Yeah.
Maybe I was wrong. Did they res? Or did they just respawn? Well, either way, I'm just really looking forward to this like Silvertall's ultimate here. Like that's gonna
Dong
be really.
is swapping.
Are they?
Onto the Echo? Okay, that's fine. I think that's fine too. Still does the same thing. A little bit more survivable against the Echo though.
Yeah. I mean, they really gotta like take this fight pretty quick for Silver.
Yeah, Silver with the skull. Gonna go fast.
Yeah, quick. I mean, sadly, it's not gonna find anyone, but they're still building up to their ultimates as a team. And Victus just made space with his hiding to enable Cat to find this fat shatter onto Silvertalls and clean up the backline for the Lancers. Well, not Lucio. Shortly though.
I gotta admit something.
Taking this map pretty swiftly. What's up?
I'm a big fan of Paige, my season 4 captain, but I do gotta say the skin check on Paige right now, probably a D tier.
What's that skin check like? Let me see.
I was expecting more
like
Paige.
Isn't that like the super like rare one?
Maybe that's it. I just don't like it.
Here.
Seadragons dumping the ult bank here. Beat Echo and Ramattra ults. Doing the fight, but what cost?
Yeah, everything.
And they swap over to the BAP too, so they lose that ult charge too. This dupe from Dongwagwa could be big.
Yeah, and this
who would you do for Fate here?
Mid-fight, probably Cass or anyone I can get a hold on. Probably like Lucio Cass. Mostly Cass.
I'm a big fan of the Lucio dupe because you can just build your beat so quickly and then just kind of use it to play really aggressive with your team.
Yeah. Sometimes it can go awful, but it really depends.
Oh, and Victus finds it. Pops the high noon.
Melon's just getting bullied on this coast here. Yeah, this is gonna be Lancer's point here. The only one that can touch is Ari, but they're gonna die like shortly when they get touched.
Yeah, but it doesn't even get the touch off.
Yeah.
Invictus is getting so much value here on this off angles. Like you said, like running the flyer pulls that attention away from your front line, but it also pulls the attention away from Invictus. So he's able to flank a little more effectively and get so much value.
Yeah, no, that first pick in that opening is like huge. Especially when that team only had the Paninii to work with.
Yeah.
and now we're just gonna see their own
What
pharmacies
is
like
this?
spam comp coming back.
Are they staying
out.
Lucio Mercy or are they baiting us?
I think a little bit of a bait for sure.
I saw the Pharah, and I could see the Pharah. The Junkrat I think makes a little bit more sense on this point because it's not as high, but just playing for some burst spam damage. I think running the Ramatra against the Rhine, leaning into sort of a spam lump would make a lot of sense. And yeah, they are rolling out on the Junkrat.
Yeah. I just kind of wish like Sonic had like more of an opportunity or anything, because the only thing they can really do is follow Melon, and I think that could also like just work out. But like just marking this like Echo is gonna be really hard. But as I say that, they hit like half HP. Yeah, this
They
game
just
really
pushing them in.
earlier.
They're super cornered right now for the Seadragons.
Yeah, they have to decide, and right now is the decision, and Sonic gets moved off the map here.
That's rough.
And
But
they
you
are
trade.
trading now.
It's still even fight right now.
Yeah.
The Lancers do have point control, so that's honestly kind of good for them. But Melon is still alive, so having the tank when the other team doesn't is just kind of rough. Invictus actually finds Tanic B. Melon's on
They
point
should
right
get
now,
the
but
swap, yeah.
it's just the map control here is in favor of the Lancers, I'd say.
Yeah, 100%, you know. You have none of your team. You have to just like, it was great they like flipped the point, but they know they had to back up, and that was great like decision making from them.
Invictus
I
might get caught
really
here.
love this wrap actually. And now they can just try to blow Cat here too.
Nathan's super close to this window. Could be really rough here for the Seadragons. Oh, but Melon gets so much cleave on the walk-in.
Yeah, it was kind of unfortunate, Nathan, to have that window charged fully to help
Yeah.
keep that distance.
He used the lamp to try to get the last percentage of his window and just wasn't able to build it in time. Silver calls it a window of his own is so good in these chokes. You just have to bait in the Lancers and just pop that window. So let's see if the Lancers are able to kind of bait this window out before they go in.
It looks like Cat's trying to do that. And I don't know, it's hard. It's just like, you had to kind of force a brawl, but you have to also like go past window. And it's just gonna be so difficult on the side of the Lancers. But this flank height noon is like perfect from Invictus. Like, I'm guaranteed at least one. Yeah, already falls.
Invictus is just on another flank here. It's puts so much pressure on the backline. Splitting the team with the Seadragons.
That angle is like so amazing. Like, just like everyone kind of got right, and then Invictus late peeks that left side with high noon.
Yeah.
Just perfection, you know. I would have loved to see like more like support for Invictus, like maybe like the Baptiste go out with him, or like a Lucio, just to like really ensure that he gets that kill, or just like be able to like speed around and be nice and healthy.
So many ults here for the Seadragons though. Pop the Annihilation first. Might not be all they need to win, but they do use the Death Blossom on top of it just for good measure.
Yeah, just really just taking that from Brawl, you know. I would have liked to see like more like a Brawl and like open, like not open with Dong's ult, but just kind of.
The Tiger gets taken down.
Yeah.
Since the Annihilation here is gonna be rough.
All these ults I would love to see like way later during mid fight.
That's true.
You know, like this
The Tiger
Tiger,
especially,
this
yeah.
Echo ult. They're just kind of ripping it so fast. Oh, when Melon goes past this,
It's huge. Melon might get punished here actually.
Melon got full
alive,
beat.
but
Melon got full beat, and like the split second I look at their HP, it's like 0. It's like, what the hell?
I don't know if that's going to be enough for the Lancers to touch there.
Yeah, nah, this is a wraps, but I mean, this is, you know, this is like a game.
Honestly, more competitive than I thought it would be. Like we said going into this, the Seadragons are supposedly one of the strongest teams right now. So
Yeah,
So
so I
Lancers
mean,
have
like
been
having
doing
a showing like that isn't like terrible at all.
yeah, Lancers are making it competitive.
And this is probably gonna be Invictus canceling the high noon, right? No, first.
It's
Honestly, like great. Like that fight right there is like great from both sides. Like the high noon to invest into winning that fight, as well as Melon. Like that Melon will just helped them win that first sub map.
Yeah. Point, I think is the word you're looking for. But yeah, like I think also, like, on paper, I think this is supposedly their quote unquote worst comp.
Lancers or
the
Seadragons? Lancers. All right.
So I think when they go back to putting in putting Paige on support, kind of her main role, I would assume they put Rusty Goomba on tank, which isn't his main role, but it's one that he's more comfortable in. And then maybe they even put Simply Dino in on support. I think those could be a lot of like really good swaps to kind of make this give the Lancers an edge, I guess. Because like I said, if with this comp right here, it's this close, like I could see these swaps coming in, and Lancers might be able to take a map or two off of one of the strongest teams this early. So let's see. Let me put in our swaps here. They are doing. So Corey is coming in on DPS for Tanic B. And then I think everything else is staying the same. I heard rumors they might be running Corey on tank, but I don't know if that's the case.
I mean, at least when I was watching the broadcast, I heard that idea was kind of dying down.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I might just be totally wrong. I think I was watching the podcast, actually.
Yeah.
So
I think with the Seadragons, with their what was I gonna say? With their SR like constrictions, I think if Corey does play tank, they either have to play Melon on DPS and bench Tanic B, or they have to bench Melon and keep Tanic B in. And I believe that those are both two very good comers. So I feel like that is putting in Corey on tank instead of on DPS and losing comms like that. Probably would be more value to just put him on DPS and keep in Melon here, for example. I'm sure that's part of it, and then I'm sure the other part of it is Melon would be having to off roll, and I feel like I would probably take Melon on tank and Corey on DPS than Corey on tank and Melon on DPS.
Yeah, I mean, according to the podcast, apparently that look hasn't been that favored for the Seadragons, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, everything's so new for every team. I feel like if you really just kind of want to enable a specific comp, you just really play it throughout the whole season.
Yeah, yeah.
And we are going to Gibraltar from Lancer's pick here.
Okay, let's see. Let's see if I can figure this out. Escort. And then if we change it to map info, I believe that'll work. Let's see. And then I don't know if they are making any swaps. I don't think they would be playing Ryan on Gibraltar. Okay,
and yeah, Rusty Tank
thing.
and
so let's see.
Goomba switch.
Is there a
Rusty Tank?
Rusty Tank. Oh, Rusty and Paige are switching. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. And then I believe when they would put in Simply Dino for Nathan, and then either bench Dong and move Nathan to DPS, or keep Dong in and move and bench Nathan. Let's see.
I don't think that's happening right now.
See if I can figure out where this 0 is. Map info, maybe? Selected by. There's a 0 and there should not be a 0 is the. Let's see. Ah, here it is. That should fix it. Okay. Let's see. It takes a while for it to update. I can manually update it too. Let's see. There it is.
There it is, yeah. Ooh, that grade looks nice.
Arriving at Watch Point, Gibraltar.
I think it takes about 15 seconds for it to update. So, or it's like an interval of 15. So it's like it could take up to, it's like either 10 or 15 before it refreshes. I just got impatient and just refreshed it myself.
Yeah, now we're just going to this classic. Probably Dimir.
Yeah, Rusty Goomba's either going to play Diva or Winston.
Ready for
Diva is really good right now. Winston did, as of about 4 hours ago, I believe, get nerfed.
Yeah.
I don't think it's that.
damage-wise.
I don't think it's that drastic, but it's.
Nah, it's not. I mean,
I feel it. I feel
if
like
you're playing for
yeah.
the 5 damage as Winston, I think you're just kind of
Yeah.
lost on Winston, to be honest. Like, the
I
old
do
kind of
think-
like principle is like that bubble. The bubble advantage
Yeah,
over Diva is
true,
like,
true.
that's like the major one. You
I do
know?
feel like
But,
Diva has been kind of better than Winston, at least in ladder play. So I think nerfing Winston doesn't make a lot of sense. It just kind of makes Diva a little bit stronger. Corey actually is on the Sombra, which is really interesting. I'm sure just for early scouting. The TP goes across, forces out Sonicronic, who gets really low and gets naded, but is able to escape without using resources.
yeah, they're getting set up for the straight 2-1 right now. You see Corey just setting up in that back line, just ready to hack, and
Yeah,
this
looking for
Rope
the
comes in
Ana.
and just getting on this back line here.
Meanwhile, Rusty Goomba is on the backline, putting a lot of pressure on his Silver Balls.
Dong gets
Sonicronic just takes down Dong. I think for the Lancers, they're honestly just kind of playing for ult here.
Yeah, just kind of finding that Invictus pick. This dive can put them on high. Slowly but surely, they will fall.
You take down Corey.
gets Found. Yeah.
Honestly, I think I like the Ashe. Even with the nerfs, I still like the Ashe better than the Sombra. Ashe is another. I completely forgot about that. Ashe is another one who got pretty heavily
Invictus
nerfed.
doesn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's pretty rough. Like, yeah, the Ashe nerfs are pretty rough.
I think
Nano
these
on the
two
back line.
looks are going to be like pretty good for dive now.
Yeah.
Like these two looks in particular. I mean, there will be other ones, but if you have these characters in your hero pool, like you're probably going to play these on dive. That's now.
Yeah. I like the Echo here because there's like really no true hit scan on the Seadragons, so the Nano. The Nano gets slept. Melon is so close to this primal. Meanwhile, Donkey's out Silver Call. That's a huge pick onto the Ana, but it looks like Nathan will get taken down too. The feel is just so good though. He does get booped off the map, so they will trade Anas.
And that's
Cage
the
might die here
rookie
too.
of the year coming out with this backline kill. Amazing job from Melon. Finds 3. Will they make it play the match here? They're looking for more. Yeah, they're just gonna stabilize.
Corey still has this EMP here too.
Slowly but surely, Melon will find the 4K for that fight.
That counts. That's all that matters.
It really does. And this is like the scary part when Corey gets his EMP up and look at him. He's just setting up for this back line. He's like 3, 2, 1, go. Like it's just so annoying.
Wait, Rusty Goomba!
They do find and stabilize that.
The EMP is huge, but it doesn't matter when Rusty Goomba is sitting on top of you.
Yeah. Corey goes to like kind of brawl out now.
I think that makes. I think it's a little bit better.
And just finds
haven't-
the pick on Nathan right away.
They haven't been winning these fights off of the hacks, so I think that gives you a little bit more peel against the Rusty Goomba dive.
But that being said, it's just like, is it really going to be that much value if you're just playing backline, just shooting Rusty?
That's true. That's a good point.
It might, but like, I don't know.
I want to see the Torb. I want to see Corey pull out the Torb.
Axa though. We're strong.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Especially against the Echo and the Tracer.
Might not against that guy, but
Yeah, I
this
know.
dude coming out here early, lucky to name this backline, but they
The
do find
Torb.
purple, but
The dude gets taken down, but the Rusty with the Primal. Pops the Primal.
great. Yeah, great Valor from right here too.
Might not matter. I think he's still getting focused here by Rusty Goomba.
I think both sides of this, the front line and back line for the Seadragons played that like perfectly. Just really fine time.
Oh, it's stick onto Corey!
Yeah. Overtall's just gonna probably nano Melon here shortly.
There's the nano, but gets booped. So he's kind of in an awkward spot. I think he's still close enough to the supports, but nano not really
ready
finding
for
any
Corey
value.
Blossom coming back? And they're probably not gonna need. They just need Sonic and clean up these kills here. Force a recall, and they have to back up.
Nathan could sleep this too, so once that sleep comes out of third 4, he's gonna pop it right away.
I can imagine for us it's so annoying having this Reaper just follow you around.
Yeah. But it is kind of opening up Invictus too. Cage gets taken down by Melon. Rusty Goomba gets 2. Rusty Goomba's getting so much value on this Winston here.
One is gonna get traded out here soon. Well, not fully. Maybe one.
Blossom gets taken down.
Dong is like
signals a
1
swap.
HP. Dong gets followed up with.
Rusty's so close to this primal. He has it if he wants to use it, but I think his team will win the fight. The Seadragons opting to back up and take a more full team fight here. Big nade coming out from Nathan.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, if you're Melon, you kind of gotta chalk up that point. Just having like a pick like that, even if you have that primal, it's like really, really unlikely to turn that fight. Corey is kind of coming out with this Widow look here.
I like that
works.
a little bit more than the Reaper. I think it is still a little rough playing into the dive with the Widow, but like I kind of see what he's thinking here.
Yeah, I mean, Widow's for sure like a feast or a famine.
Yeah, yeah.
I accidentally unplugged my mic.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's gonna look for Thong Waggler here. Rusty jumps in, instantly gets slept. Does have this primal here. Pulls onto Page though. I'm sure. Oh, I didn't think you infest it with your supports down. But maybe this is winnable. No, I don't think it is. The supports are just kind of doing really well, and the Seadragons are keeping each other alive.
Yeah.
And just himself off the map. Yeah.
The only moments they look really bad is just when they get that like purpled, you know, like they just need to be very careful about like when they're peeking. You know, and just making sure their Brig is taking that space first with their shield up to block that nade.
I think Rusty is implying that he did not mean to use the ult there after his supports died, which I think is right.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm a big fan on third point here of swapping off of the dive and going for more of a brawl look, since it is a lot more, a lot less vertical, I guess, than some of the other maps. Or some of the other points.
No, I get that too. Like, I don't know, it's like so weird. It's just like it feels weird. Like, brawl. I kind of hate it sometimes, but I also get it. You know, sometimes I call it too. But now, like, as you're seeing,
Lancers have been holding on to the dupe, the primal, and the not the primal, the dupe, the rally, and the nano for like 3 fights here.
and Invictus does take this Widow duel here shortly. But yeah, like this the double support ult is gonna go crazy. At least the Seadragons has this a rally to help them live here. And the boot comes through. Oh, Silvertall just gets destroyed, and Ari gets purpled in this rally.
Or to get taken down here. I don't know if they'll be able to guarantee the full point cap off of this fight, but definitely looks. Sonic Ronic with another pulse onto Page. Melon swaps over the Diva.
And this Ana gets purpled, but there might be almost a C9 coming through. Nope.
Yeah, the primal with Rusty could just be looking down this Brig here. Silvertall's already dead. The Brig is the only heals. So he is just doing a really good job of zoning Ari out and allowing the rest of his team to kind of clean up that fight. So yeah, Lancers probably really happy with that.
Oh yeah.
Safe to say. It could have been better going into that third point, but that third point is tough to capture.
I mean, that and even like every part of the map too. Like we've seen multiple times just like full holds happen on first.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Especially like Escort in general, I feel like you see a lot of those full holds, but Gibraltar I think is one of the more oppressive first points. The second point also, you see a lot of holds on second point there, so just full capping is kind of crazy on Gibraltar. Gibraltar and Dorado I think are the two most oppressive, I would say. I do really like the swaps coming out from Invictus and Dongwag. They're going onto that Tracer Echo. Took him a couple fights to go onto that, but I do think that's honestly really good.
Yeah, I mean, if your DPS players have those characters unlocked, that's always been my favorite kind of DPS lineup for dive maps personally.
Yeah, I'm still a big fan of the Tracer Genji, the Overwatch 1 like old school dive. But Tracer in general, I feel like if you have a Tracer player on your team, you should just run that with dive every time you play dive. I feel like you got to have that Tracer. They're saying something. I don't know what's going on in their team chat, but the Seadragons are cooking something up in spawn. They're using their sprays and they're like doing their game plan.
It's for that motivation though.
Yeah. I don't know if I like the Widow.
Yeah.
Corey's playing really far up here. I'm surprised he's like on the point, kind of allowing himself to get pressured out here by the Tracer and the 35. That's it.
Corey does get exploded there, yeah.
I feel like traditionally you see the Widow's kind of on that opposite side coast high ground. It's a lot harder to set up a dive there, so.
Yeah, no, I think for sure like that distance needs to be like kept from the enemy team here. Especially with likes of like Rusty and Invictus being able to go at you. And even Dong there too, if you're that close. They don't have to use that much resources to find those kills.
Rusty just walks on Corey again. Meanwhile, Melon's just on point. Rusty Gibbons killing the backline. He does have us on the pocket.
And Rusty is split. They should just die here. Yeah, that's gonna be huge for the Seadragons.
I think he didn't realize his team had backed up entirely. He was doing a lot of zoning on the on Corey and on the backline, but not able to really get care from his team.
Let's see how this retake happens, you know. Hopefully Corey is just kind of set up in this server room and just be able to find the picks that they need to.
Yeah, Sonic Ronic's been cooking on this Tracer here. He is looking for the backline. Not with his, oh, Melon does come in later. They do find, Cage, actually.
Yeah, this is going to be a really scrappy fight with the Seadragons most likely winning it here. An amazing kill from Silverthal and Ari here.
I personally really like to see Rusty Gimba go onto the Diva here. I feel like Melon and Sonic Ronic are kind of just doing these dives, like, two-man diving on the back line, and it should not be getting as much value as it is, but I think part of it is just because Rusty Gimba is getting so aggressive and wants to get his kills on the back line. I think if he were to go something like a Diva and just kind of play more to kill that counter dive, punish the Winston, I feel like that could be really good for his team. Yeah, we see that again. I could tell he is starting to keep a closer eye on Melon and not allow him to walk in for free.
Oh wait, this is such an amazing dive from the Lancers here.
Yeah.
Like both, like, you know, like Nana Winston in the back, copying the front. It's just so many people you have to focus down. Even then, they lived with only like, who was the casualty? Donna Silverthal is like,
yeah.
It's amazing for the Seadragons. What?
It's because Melon and Sonic Ronic are just able to kind of back up from this aggression and just able to re-engage after all the cooldowns are used from the Lancers. And we do see that Rusty Gimba swapping over to that Diva. Likely instead of trying to play for getting the kills on his own team, it's going to be stabilize his team and kind of allow them to win the long fights here.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned earlier, Diva is in a really good state right now. Nano wants to dive onto the back line.
I mean, so like, I don't know, I've always been like a big fan of like the more explosive kind of like on a Zen type comps with Diva, because it just feels like you really lack that neutral.
Yeah.
If you don't have those components. I'd say like your DPS has to be really in their face, making a lot of space like Dong was just on Corey Widow right there. And that was huge.
The backline getting pressured again. Rusty Goomba leads his backline and they just get run over by the Tracer and the Winston, but eventually he comes back and they're able to get the kill onto Melon and Seadragons there. Yeah, like that last fight with the Nano onto Melon, that kind of illustrates exactly what I was talking about with allowing Rusty Goomba on this Diva to feel a lot more for your backline. The Nano comes out onto Melon, Rusty Goomba runs in there, puts a lot of pressure onto Melon, forces him to use the Primal, and still keeps his team alive the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, preventing everyone else's damage, like, really nice. But I think I will always forever be a Winston, you know, unless you're just a Diva player.
Oh, this sleep is so unfortunate.
And Rusty does get found here. And Dong gets exploded out of their copy here too. Yeah, this is gonna be a quick cap here.
Rally used for good measure.
Nice try. Let's move the payload together.
So unfortunate by Rusty Goomba. I could tell he was trying to build his bomb. 95% to bomb, gets slept, and then the team is able to kind of burst him down.
Yeah, the DMAC was just so sad.
Now we're looking at another Nano Primal coming out for the Seadragons. Good snowball here, very hard. Here's looking for this Nano here. The nade comes out, keeps Melon low, forces him to Primal. Cage falls very low. Ultimately able to survive there. Rusty Goomba gets taken down there.
But that's also like another thing right there. What's it called? Just like the DMAC-ing, like kill him before you can like get in too. And Ari blocks that nade successfully, and that's just gonna allow them to brawl here onto this last point.
Silverhawk falls super low. The heal is there from Ari, but Invictus actually finds Corey. Ari's still super low. It has that Nano. Oh, the Nano comes out into Rusty Goomba. That might be all they need. With this huge spawn advantage, just getting 1 or 2 kills might be enough to stabilize the Lancers here. Melon is on the Doomfist here, though, just to get back quickly. The nade comes out, finds Melon. Seadragons is alive here, not able to do very much, and it looks like the Lancers do stabilize. 0.03 seconds left.
That's a brutal just non-cap there.
Yeah. And the fact that there was a full cap here from the Lancers means that Seadragons have to full cap and win in the overtime in order to win here. Like we mentioned earlier, this is a tough one to push into.
It's gonna go down to OT no matter what here.
Probably, I agree. This Bob here
No,
from
I meant
Invictus
like...
could be huge. Oh! The coach gun kill. The Bob comes out though. Forces the backline out. Meanwhile, Melon is forced in because that Bob just splits the team so hard. And both DPS ults from the Lancers is an expensive fight. This Nano and the Doom ult will likely be built this fight here. If Paige is able to build this Kitsune Rush in time, that might be all they need, but Nathan might be able to give his team enough time to build that with this Nano.
Yeah, and Rusty's having their ult here, Cat's having their ult here soon.
Yeah.
Just gonna go off of like this Nano from Silvercalls to really just find massive value, and that almost gets it too, and everyone's dodging Melon. It's just like, alright, finally Melon was able to find one. And like we were talking about, like Rusty still has their Diva Bomb, Cats almost has their ultimate. Rusty
take it out, so
gets killed before they can remech here though too. Oh.
That's really rough. Nathan nanoed Invictus, but with the Meteor Strike coming out, Invictus is forced to back up into spawn. So Nano is such a good ultimate to be able to kind of at least get some pressure on the enemy team, and forcing to back up into spawn is really rough. I think Paige was also just super close from that Kitsune Rush.
No,
But
I
I
was
do
so
thi-
close to getting built here. There
I do
too.
think that Diva Swap was really good. I think if it would have come out a little bit earlier, that could have been a completely different story here too. So I think going into this overtime, if Rusty Goomba rolls out on the Diva, that could be a really good advantage for their team here.
Yeah.
Ready.
I mean, it seems like they're doing a little bit better with that type of comp, but like I mentioned, like if you have that Winston under your belt, I do think it's just better. But if you're like dealing with like really like lots of players like Ashes and Echoes like that are just like annoying you, maybe it might be better.
And I speak with his voice.
Yeah, we actually see Sonic Ronic on the Echo now too, off of the Tracer. That's kind of surprising because I feel like Sonic Ronic was getting a ton of value on the Tracer there. So I don't know if there's specifically something that is forcing this swap, or if Sonic Ronic just wanted to play something different on the defense here.
4, 3, 2, 1.
They're gonna do this
I
same
think it's
TP
really
across
playing
again.
for this like
Nade comes out early,
5-minute
gets caught.
anti.
Yeah, after that first fight, kind of telegraphed it a little bit, but the team will be able to kind of stabilize on top of that.
I mean, I kind of like it, just kind of play more like the spam with Sonic to. But Melon's hard diving, it just gets DMAC'd here. It will surely die. And I don't like how slow the Seadragons are from like retreating here. Corey's like still sticking up his side.
Yeah, they could get staggered
Just
really
keep
hard
going
here.
straight.
Like you said, Corey is going to get caught out. Dogmagler gets taken down too, but Trace was able to get back a lot faster than the cast. A big nade comes out onto the back line. Rusty tries to look for it, just does not have enough speed to catch up there. Meanwhile, Melon comes back to try to contest the point. Already half health.
And the spores are split here, and this is gonna be like, this is just
Super messy here for the Seadragons.
yeah, the spaghetti is going everywhere. But
Oh, but they find
Sonic in the
Cat.
backline with the 2.
Sonic
Three.
with three.
Silver Calls and Sonic just like won them that fight with that like dive onto the backline. With
Yeah.
Sonic ultimately finding what for that fight?
Yeah.
Score
I
3.
don't think the Lancers had any business losing that last fight. The nade comes out and just there was no follow-up there. I think part of that is if they just had that Tracer that would have been able to kind of go in there and finish those kills. You had Ari like 1 HP, you had Silver Talls like half HP. Just any sort of speed to be able to kind of chase those kills down in server room at the end. Probably would have not only staggered them out, but could have like led that to a fight win on point 2. So
Yeah, they should have gone life Juno, Lucio, 100%.
yeah. No, I meant more like the Tracers, like just having someone that can
Yeah,
chase that down.
just the mobility. Yeah, I agree. Like I said, I'm just wondering how like
Yeah.
this Ash look is gonna look again now for on this defense.
I don't think I'm a fan. I know Invictus is a big Ash player, but like again, running that like Echo Tracer could be. I would really like that here. Let's see
Yeah,
what
I
Corey's gonna play. Corey's playing Mystery Heroes right now, so
Keep in sight. I'll have us in and out in
Probably
I
gonna
think
go back to
hopefully it should be
Cass.
something to force. I think it really should just be any character that can force point, and this can work too, right?
Venture, I think
Just
can
like
work,
get
yeah.
under, play on the cart, force that point for your team, and
This- oh,
all
it's
you
Sim,
need
yeah.
to do is just get that lead, or just like get that card progress,
Yeah.
and just win.
I think this is a huge advantage though for the Lancers because they can opt to fight on the point. They can just try to force the cooldowns early here and just kind of play for that back point.
And as we're seeing here, like Nathan's not setting up for this like nade at choke, and that's gonna be allow them to just walk that scarf for free almost.
Yeah, I think they're playing for this backside, knowing they just have to win one fight. But the supports are actually split here. Supports are really far back. I don't know if that's gonna
DPS are split, and
Sonic
probably
goes
die
so
here.
low. They do find Sonic Ronic. No tunnel here for Corey. Still is sitting on point. Invictus gets taken down there.
And Dong gets followed up here too. And they're gonna be trying to trick Corey, but they got all the space they can make it drop to Corey and help him out. And this should look like a Seadragons second win here. Invictus is coming back on this widow though. Like, can they find any lucky picks before they get to cap here?
The sleep
Sleep
and the
comes
boot.
out
Is he on
Rusty,
point? Gets back to point, but he is purpled. Page ends up falling
Rusty
too.
is one. And second map goes to the Seadragons here.
That's another thing, like I kind of mentioned before we started, is like I feel like the Lancers have a lot of good things going for them, but there's just kind of a little bit awkward in terms of what they want to do. I felt like they were gonna play that backside, which I think is what the supports and what Rusty Goomba wanted to do, and then just the DPS ended up going too aggressive and get caught out.
I think it's just. I feel like you should still try to like slow that card progress down a lot more.
Yeah.
Get them really antsy. Get those overtime spawns, and then.
It felt like the Lancers were really trying to just go on the backline and get kills, and they didn't need to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think what Invictus was the first one to be found, right? I think once you get that kill onto Sonic, like they all stabilize, just make sure they live and get set up for like another hit, like they'd be golden. And this probably would be a massively different series, just going 1-1.
So if Simply Dino
last
coming
we
in,
are match point.
I'm assuming they are going to put Simply Dino on support and then move.
And then move who?
I feel like it seems like they want to play this dive, so I feel like I would put Nathan on DPS and have him run like. I know his Genji's really good. I know his Tracer's pretty decent too. Like I feel like that could be a good look for them if they are gonna stay on dive. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure what they're gonna do. The Seadragons don't have to make any swaps, but they do put Tanuki back in on DPS. I need to check something here real quick. Oh. Here, let me... There it is, okay. So let's see. If you were the Lancers right now, let me see what the. Oh, I was gonna ask you what map you think they're gonna pick. They picked Suravasa. And then yeah, they do exactly what I said. Is they move Nathan to DPS.
Mm-hmm.
Nathan, and we have Dino, and then we have Tanic coming in for Quarry. Okay, let's see if this works. Roster? Oh, they're separate. Okay, cool. Does roster 2 work? Yeah. I'm cooking with it right now.
And let him cook, they said.
In-game roster. I guess that's it. Stats? Can I look at stats? Is that still broken? I guess that's broken too.
Oh, everything's broken.
Here, let me get this set up so I can go to Flashpoint. And then we'll switch over to map info. Oh, I need to change it so it doesn't say selected by 0. There we go. Oh, there we go. Just taking a while. So I was gonna say, I think this is like, oh, never mind. I was looking at the wrong one. Like I said Esperanza by mistake. It is Suravasa. They rhyme, so.
Please.
Flashpoint. Where is that? Here it is. I was gonna say I thought that I would have picked Esperanza if I was the Lancers, because I think that is another map you can run dive on.
Yeah.
The Queen comp. Ooh.
Yeah.
I kind of like this actually. I don't know if I like this into the comp that the Seadragons are showing right now, but
yeah, that Torb is gonna be like really annoying. I think. I think
Torb and
I don't know, for
Ramatra.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say like for me, I think Ram just kind of beats Queen, but I think that matchup is like a really skilled matchup, anyways. So
Yeah.
a Queen team can definitely take it as long as they're going pretty fast, breaking these turrets and just enabling everyone to go in and just full commit.
Okay. Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, the Torb is like, I think Torb is in a pretty good spot here actually, so I could see this cooking here. Super chaotic. Melon pops the Annihilate, or the Nemesis run early. Just have to do something about this turret to be able to allow their DPS to run in. Big axe comes out. Yeah, ultimately the brawl of the Seadragons is just that much stronger. Because I think what the Lancers comp wants to do is kind of run on the back line, use the speed, use the shout to get past the Ramatra and kill the back line. But there's not really a lot you can kill here with the Lucio, the Moira, the Reaper, and the Orb. And it's going to be tough to go in here, especially with this pull from Silverfall being built.
Yeah. I mean, they broke the turret, but I wish they would have like waited for Cat or simply Dino to build their ultimate before going in. They're really just like unsynced right now, and we're really seeing that.
Oh,
but
stick!
Huge plays come through to make this a one fight.
Beat just to secure the fight. So yeah, good news is you win the fight, you get the point. The bad news is you had to use 2 ults, and the Seadragons now have almost a full ult bank. Losing the beat is pretty rough. There are a lot of things that can be used as kind of a win condition here for the Lancers, or the
real
Seadragons.
Lancers just want to like, just use this play Kunsene probably. And this, yeah, these ults come out, it's huge.
Stagger onto Silvertells is really nice there too.
Not having to use any other ult besides Queen ult there is like huge, but I'm really worried about like still like kind of like the ultimates, like you can like open with beat, go onto the like here you go with Melon ult eventually here too if you want.
Lancers have
There's
to
a
go
lot of
first
options.
here. Lancers can go first as well. Beat is forced out. Blade could be big here. Blade could be huge. Cancel the multi-core. The point does flip.
It's just
But
gonna
I
be
think
a
that
T9. Oh no. It didn't.
you managed to touch. Yeah, like we mentioned earlier, the brawl of the Seadragons is just better. So all these fights that go long, and you don't find those kills right away, we'll probably go in favor of the Seadragons. Tanic goes over to the Pharah, seeing that there is no hit scan, which I think that also is a pretty that's a pretty good read there. I kind of like that. Rusty Goomba goes onto the Zarya. Yeah, like that last fight, the beat gets forced out early. Nathan pops the blade. Could have been really big, but only gets 1 with it.
Yeah. I mean, they, like I mentioned, like, if you focus that Genji when they're blading, they're just gonna pop like a bubble.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a lot more resources to keep them up. And then Sonic goes with this quick barrage to enable their team just a quick win and get this first cap here. And that's gonna be huge.
And this is, I think out of all of Cervasa, this is probably my least favorite point to retake. There's just so many different angles you can approach from, and all of them go through tight chokes, so.
Yeah,
it's
I totally
really easy
agree.
to defend, really hard to attack.
I mean, that being said, at least they only have to worry about like Melon, Panic, and Ari shooting, but it's still a little bit rough with like the Pharah.
Yeah.
And
Losing the
Bubble
Moira is a big start.
Yeah. If I, I was about to say like, well, my 3v2 with
Rusty Goomba gets his
Ari
though.
falling.
I think Rusty's gonna get taken down here though.
ML is just full HP, just able to walk out Tracer for free.
A lot of really good picks there, but the Lancer support line getting taken down that early. They are not going to be able to sustain through some of those big brawly fights.
Yeah.
Especially when you're playing against a Ramatra that has form.
Now you just get to open with Cole, then Melon ult will be online, Ari ult will be online, Tanic ult online. It's just so hard to come back from this.
Yeah. The slow comes out. I don't even know if they can touch. They do get the touch. Pulse comes out again. There's that Cole from Silver Calls. Cage gets taken down early again.
Followed up here shortly.
Yeah, 100 to 0. The first point I think was 99-99, and that one was 100 to 0. That's pretty rough. Good thing is they only used the pulse, and they did get out pull from that too. So. Oh wait, I just saw Paige did use the beat too. I didn't realize Paige used beat there too.
What did
That's really
I
rough.
didn't see that either.
That's actually kind of brutal. Ari has a huge beat advantage. They do get Tanic B early though. That's a really good way to start up the fight, especially with this grab here. Huge grab from Rusty Goomba.
And if you're just the Seadragons, you're trying to reset Rusty's ults, but they get that full energy to keep this going.
Yeah, still
like
having,
that
I'm surprised they didn't beat there. Maybe saving it for the Blade? Or the Rush. I could see them beating the Rush too.
It's just kind of hard when like Panic B gets like picked off so early.
That's true. Maybe they just wanted to reset there.
Yeah.
Full charge Rusty Goomba. Already halfway to another grab. Big Cedar Rush beat is used. A lot of ulti used here for the Seadragons actually. Nathan uses the Blade. Not able to find a whole lot. Gets Sonic Ronic, but that might be it.
Yeah, I don't love how much they're stacking their ultimates there. They like basically blew their entire ult economy. But at least they saw Sonic and Silvertail's ultimate coming out here with like the only real counter is like Rusty and At's ultimate to like react back with, you know.
If I'm ever playing and I see the other team use 3 ults, I just kind of assume the fight's over and just kind of try to get the ult advantage for next fight. Considering how the Lancers were at 60% already for this point right here, they could have really just saved those ults going into next point. The good news for them is they do have Rusty Goomba with this grab. It's got a lot of value last time. But Cole and Blossom are out on the other side.
Yeah. I mean, if you're, I was going to say, like, surely you just call
it's going to be Big Blossom.
Yep. And all you got to do is really stuff these chokes and just make it just miserable for them to walk the point here.
Yeah, using 2 ults for 0 is pretty good, but the problem is with Rusty Goomba, he does have this grab, but the fact that he keeps having to reset means that he doesn't have this ult charge build up. Maybe he's hoping he can get some high ult charge off of, or high beam charge off of this Pharah. Throws it from downtown, gets 3 actually, but they don't touch!
Oh, what?
Oh my god. That's crazy.
How is that not a touch? I was about to say it. It must have been, like, I don't know about you, but like the countdown on Flashpoint just like takes me so much by surprise.
Yeah. Okay, so
do we kind of want to do a formal MVP?
Yeah, we'll do like a short interview. I'll make it real quick though. Break maybe? We go into break, I guess. I know who I'm leaning right now.
I think you can do whoever. I kind of liked. I think Sonic had really huge plays.
I was gonna say Sonic. I think Melon won last time. I don't like giving it to the same person twice in a row. Melon also had a really good game, but I personally give it to Sonic Ronic. I think he played really well.
Yeah. And there's just like a lot of notes, like, I don't know, I just felt like their presence in that lobby, like the lobby in the match the entire time. Especially with that 2K in the server room, which ended up being a 4K.
Okay, I'm gonna pull him in here.
Alright.
Hello.
So,
hello.
Congrats on the Scuffed Broadcast MVP.
Thank you.
Congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
So, first win of the season. After we're talking about this during the podcast, I'm sure you guys were kind of really hungry for that win after the really close game against the Slouchers. What was kind of your mental going into this game?
I mean, I felt like I was pretty confident with my team going in. Like I think last week, like we met Slouchers. That one lineup they have is crazy. They're just a pretty good team. So it was a hard week 1 matchup, I feel like, and I don't know. I believe my team is top 3 at least. But I think we're top 1.
Top 1.
So
let's
yeah,
go.
I was confident going in, and I'm sure my team was as well.
So after that Gibraltar, I felt like that Gibraltar was like one of the closest maps like I've seen this season.
Yeah.
Going into overtime. Ultimately, you had that big hero play on the Echo flanking around
Dude,
server room.
that was not my hero play. That was Silvertall's. That nade was
Hey.
huge.
And both,
Hey,
you know, everyone contributed to that.
Hey,
you know,
who shut up in the kill feed? Who got?
Silvertall's was hitting.
and never recognition. That's why.
Silvertall's was hitting big nades the entire map.
Yeah, Silvertall's kind of crazy too. I feel like everyone on your team kind of played really well this game.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I feel like on not only that play, but I feel like that entire Gibraltar was kind of like you and Melon were just getting all those picks in the back line, asserting dominance on the Lancers. I felt like that was kind of the big story of the game, is just how you and Melon were able to kind of get so aggressive there and coordinate those kills.
I was getting lucky. Yeah, lucky false bomb.
And I mean, we're still seeing that like kind of coordination on every like other comp. You know, like with going like that Ramacha and Reaper as well.
What are the comms like on this team?
We got some comers. I mean, it's a pretty chill team too. But I mean, Melon comms, Tanic comms. Ari's a really big commer. I think Ari is the best 3200 on sheet player I've ever played with.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I said earlier, I think Ari's my pick for Rookie of the Year. I'm calling it now. Calling it week 2. I don't know. Like we mentioned kind of before this, it's a little bit of a more unofficial prod. So we did want to make a shorter interview, but I do still want to ask you El Clasico. Actually, Neptune, do you want to ask Sonic Ronic El Clasico?
Of course. You know, El Clasico. We gotta see who would be MVP if not for you. I mean, I kind of have a feeling who it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I kind of spoiled it earlier. Silvertall's.
Yeah.
I mean, the nades were massive, and I mean even the Coles. I mean, I think Silvertall's played really good.
Yeah, that's a good shout. I'm a big Silvertall's fan. But yeah, I mean, I think that about does it. I think we are gonna have another game at 9. Like we mentioned earlier, Neptune's gonna stream his POV on Aurora Esports 2 at 9. So stay tuned for that. But I'm gonna let Neptune get into his warm up for his game. Thank you guys all for watching. We'll see you again soon.